Hey guys, I hope that everyone's doing well. I just wanted to say that tomorrow is election day, and there's going to be a bunch of local elections, or whatever type of election that you have in your state, your town, whatever, tomorrow, November the 4th, Tuesday, 2025, right? That's tomorrow. And I just wanted to say that it's very, 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 very important that if you can vote, if you have the means and you are capable of voting, it is very important that you cast your vote by 8 p.m. tomorrow, November 4th. There is absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be able to go vote tomorrow. You should have enough personal responsibility tomorrow to go and vote. Especially if you live, say, like where I live in Connecticut, you had every opportunity to vote. There were 14 days of early voting where you could have voted across all the towns in Connecticut, and then election day from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then there's mail-in voting too, if you couldn't make any of that. Let me explain to you why it's so important to vote, even if you don't like any of the candidates that are on the sheet, or on your ballot. So it's important to go vote because you might think, oh, it's just election for mayor. It doesn't affect me, or this election's not important. Wrong. Every election is important. Every single election is important. Because every election affects you, directly or indirectly. Every election will affect you, okay? That's just how it is. And you also need to think about this, right? Do you know how stupid you're going to look and how stupid you're going to sound complaining about something that your mayor or select person or alderman did, or city council member person did, and you didn't even cast a vote in that election for that office? You know how dumb you're going to look? I'm not going to say you don't have the right to complain about it. You do. You do have the right to complain about it. You have the right to criticize your government. That's protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. But what you can't do is say, this isn't fair, this isn't fair. I wasn't given the opportunity to make my voice heard, because you were. You just didn't take personal responsibility to do it. Now, going back to what I said before, what if you don't like anyone that's on the ballot? And this is something that I've been saying for a long time. And it was actually a meme that was going around last year during the presidential election. What you need to do, right? You need to go into the writing column on your ballot and just write in literally anybody else, or write in nobody. Not as in like the guy that changed his name to literally anybody else for the 2024 presidential election. You could look up that meme, it's pretty funny. No, I'm talking about like just writing in the words no one, if you don't like any of the candidates that are on the ballot for a certain office. You know, if you think all the candidates suck, like I know last year a lot of people thought that both candidates for president sucked because they were both really old or whatever, or for whatever reason they didn't like them. But like, just like, all I'm saying is Whoa. All I'm saying is make sure you vote, because it's important. Every election's important. Whether it be a local, state, or federal election, every election is important. Every election affects you. If there's an election in your town where polling places are open in your town, that means it's going to affect you. That's just basic geography and social studies right there. Like, the fact that people really think that an election's not going to affect them just because it's on the local or state level is so narrow-minded. It's actually scary. Can you imagine how different the election results would be if people actually took every election seriously? And how different the election results would be if everyone actually researched their candidate instead of just voting for someone just based off because, oh, I'm a Democrat, so I'm gonna vote for this person, or oh, I'm a Republican, I'm gonna vote for this person. No. Make sure you vote, number one. And number two, make sure you do your research before you vote before you vote for somebody. Don't just vote for someone just because they're a Democrat or a Republican or some other third party. Okay? If you don't like any of the candidates and you want to vote Mickey Mouse, that's fine, right? People do that, believe it or not. My glasses keep falling down. I got to fix that. But yeah, that's fine. If you just want to vote Mickey Mouse because you don't like anyone else, cool, sure. But don't just vote for someone just because, don't vote for the mayor in your town just because, oh, well, my brother's cousin's half-related dog nephew knows him, so he's probably a pretty good guy. Bro, what are you doing? Did you even look? Did you even think about it? One time, believe it or not, I was talking to someone who will remain unnamed, and this individual said to me that they're going to vote for such and such candidate for such and such office just because they think that candidate's advertisements look good. And I go, I wish I was joking, but this actually happened. And this person might end up watching this. I love this person to death, but when I heard that, I was like, there's no way. And I had this conversation with this person of what I'm saying right now, of make sure you actually look and actually do research. Take an hour, please. Take an hour before you go vote tomorrow, just an hour, to go online and try to find impartial sources. Impartial, that's what I meant to say. Try to find impartial sources to actually research your candidate. Don't just vote for him because, or her, or whomever, just because you know them, or you know somebody who knows somebody who knows them. That's dumb. Don't do that. But make sure that tomorrow your voice is heard. Also, something else you should do is, let's say, for example, the town I live in, right? For mayor, I plan on doing this, I don't know, at some point today or tomorrow, in my own free time, of just if it's a local election, there's not much news published on said candidate. What you can do, believe it or not, is you could try to find the phone number for said candidate online, or you can try to find the phone number for said candidate on their, on their campaign website, and you could call them and you could ask them questions that, like the really hard-hitting questions that they don't want to answer, or that they don't want to talk about because it might be a weak point for them. Or you might learn something about the candidate you didn't know about in the first place, where you might want to or not want to vote for them. I know a lot of the stuff I've said in this video has been very redundant, and I've been saying the same bullcrap over and over again, but it's not bullcrap, because if you vote for a candidate on election day tomorrow without doing your research first, that's the same thing as voting blindfolded. It's not any different than just voting blindfolded and choosing random bubbles. And I think in local elections especially, because there's not a lot of media covering said candidates. A lot of people don't know stuff about them. It's sad because people don't know about the candidates. It's no different than voting blindfolded if you don't know about the candidates. Or if the only thing you know about them is that, well, this guy that I work with knows him or something, right? But make sure tomorrow on election day, November 4th, 2025, all I'm asking is that you please, please, please make an informed decision. That's all. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you what party to vote for, because that's not my place to say. And to be honest, I don't care who you vote for. All I care about is that you make an educated decision while fulfilling your civic duty of casting your vote tomorrow on election day. Just make an informed decision. It doesn't have to be, you don't need to spend hours and hours, but just research your candidate a little bit, just a little. I know I sound like your parent right now telling you to do this stuff, but it's important. And I feel like a lot of people fail to realize just how important researching your political candidate is on whom you plan to vote for. Because let's say you're gonna take all the advice I said today with a grain of salt and you're not gonna listen to it at all. That's fine. But let's just say you vote for, or you plan on voting for a Democrat, or you plan on voting for a Republican just because that's their party. Right? So what you should do, make sure you do research on that candidate, but also make sure you do research. This is the one last important part that I didn't say. Make sure you do research on the candidate you vote for, but also the person who you plan on not voting for, because you might learn stuff about them that you didn't know before, or you might learn stuff about them that you might end up voting for the person you weren't going to vote for, And I know in this day and age with the internet and all this other crap and the media and how it's really hard to find an impartial news source, it's hard, right? But just do the best you can. I believe in you guys. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. And if this is your first election that you're voting in tomorrow, don't say to yourself, oh, I'm not going to vote. This is stupid. This is for mayor. It's not like it's for president or anything. It doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. It's what we've been talking about for the past 14 minutes and 30 seconds. Just do your due diligence, do your research, make an informed decision tomorrow. Okay? All right, cool. All right, love you guys. I'll see you guys later, and I'm gonna post this as soon as I get home from hiking. All right, talk to you later. Bye.